channel. Hey, you put that down.
Oh. Got him. Oh, no. Hey. Whoa. Wow. It's like, what do you do? Oh, no. Oh, come on. You ain't got no balance? Dude, just walk over the fence at that point.
Damage.
Oh! Oh, shoot. Nah, I bet that hurt. Wow. Ooh. What a dad. That was a save. Don't fart. Wow. See, cats do that. Cats do that. Okay. Got him. All right. We seen it already. All right. So we saw that.
Emotional damage.
Emotional. Is that you doing that? I didn't know that. I didn't know that was you doing that. That's crazy with the soundboard. The next thing we're gonna cover. Let's clap it up for the Blacksmith Podcast. So basically, I received 2 or 3 months in a row that I'm in the top 25 creators, 25% of creators in my bracket with 0 to 1,000 subscribers. With 10 last month was 10,000 views, not quite 11K. And I know I track it with my app, and I saw it was going down because I hadn't posted anything in like 2 weeks, maybe a week, not consistently. So remember, if you want to do anything great, you need vitamin D and vitamin C. That's discipline to do something that you know. Yeah, I knew it. I was waiting. I was counting down. You need the discipline to do something that you know is good for you, and you need the consistency to do that discipline over and over and over again. And that is how you make progress. That's how you do something great. So clap it up for the Blacksmith Podcast. We are going places. And it's all thanks to, look, you see this group, Discord? Best Discord out there. The chat is undefeated. What do we got in here? Backup contents for weeks we don't. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yes. I didn't plan to not do the live for 2 weeks though. The first week was the NASCAR race. What was that on? Father's Day. It was the first time NASCAR had done a race on a military installation, period. And they gave us free tickets back in like April. And I didn't go pick up the tickets, but then my wife was like, "Oh yeah, I got you tickets to the race," and it just happened to be the Saturday race. So the tickets they gave was for Friday. She got tickets to the Saturday race, and then last week, what was last week? I don't remember. Don't even remember. But we're here now. We are here now, and let's get it. So the next thing we're gonna do is if y'all see me writing again, I'm marking these chapters so that you can quickly skip to what you want to skip to in YouTube. And before we click off of this 25% of creators. I appreciate all of you out there for making this possible, but 10,000 views in a month, it doesn't sound like much. It sounds like a lot to me because before I was there, those were just views other people were getting, right? But and those views, I'm not trying to really entertain anybody. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to bring that middle class back and increase that middle class. And so bring a friend, like, share, subscribe, share it. If you are in groups on Facebook and they will allow you to share something that is actually, beneficial or whatever, don't get kicked out for just sharing random stuff. Share some of that stuff, get this message out there. Organic growth is great. I thought about dropping some money for some advertisement to push it out to more people because I know these are messages and things that people want to see. However, I haven't done that yet. We're getting there. Let's see what the comment has. Failure to plan is the same as planning. Yes, shut it. That's the what it's the same as. All right, so our next segment is meeting the CEOs of RVI. Now, I'm not sure if we had met the CEO of Mercor before. I know we did this one on Ramp. I knew that, but I don't think we met the CEO of Mercor. And we're also going to just do Open AI today so we can just get done with that one. Now, interestingly enough, what I want to do is duplicate this one. We're going to go into Robinhood for just a sec. I didn't plan to do this really quickly, but as he just said, planning to fail or whatever. All right, so in Robinhood, RVI is an index fund, right? And this is the first index fund Robinhood had created. And the reason they created this was so that the what do they call us? Something investor, the something consumer. I can't remember, but the bottom consumer, the end consumer when it comes to buying stock. Um, I can't remember that terminology. It's actually bothering me. We can invest in private companies, but because Robinhood created this index fund with private companies in it, mostly, now we can have exposure to those companies that we wouldn't have exposure to until they IPO. So as you can see here, there's Databricks in here, Revolut, Mercor, which is one of the CEOs we're about to meet, Air Wallet, Boom Sonic, Aura Ring. People are wearing these. It tracks your oxygen levels, your breathing at night, your heartbeat, steps, all kinds of stuff. So that help the future is healthcare related, being that we have all these things popping up. So Aura is a great company. Ramp, we met that CEO, I think, last time. I think that was the electronic way of sending money. 11 Labs, Stripe, cash and cash equities. But look, SpaceX, Canva, OpenAI, and Stripe is a follow-on investment. I'm not too sure what this one is about. We're not going to learn more right here, right now, because I didn't plan that to be in the show. But just to see what's in here, OpenAI has not IPO'd. They're talking about it, and I don't know if it'll be this year, next year, 2 years. I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be close. Um, Canva, I was excited to see that one there. If y'all didn't know, that's like an app or a website you can go to, make posters, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff. If you have a brand, SpaceX, we saw that IPO last month. All right, so that's what RVI is. Now let's meet this guy. What I think his name's Brandon. Is it Brandon? Brendan.
I'm Brendan. I'm the founder and CEO of Mercor. Mercor hires experts to train the leading AI agents that you use every day. I'm extremely excited about creating this new category of work where everyone is talking about job displacement of all the things that humans are no longer going to be doing in the AI economy, but very few people are focused on all the new opportunities that are being.
All right, let me stop that right there. We did go over this one. Let's meet the CEO of OpenAI. We did go over that one.
Hi, I'm Ali Ghatzi, CEO and co-founder of Databricks. Our mission is to democratize data and AI for all organizations around the world. So Databricks enables organizations out there take all the data that's siloed in different places and unify it in a central location and then do governance on it. What I'm really excited about is how AI is changing all these organizations. It's going to unlock a huge potential when every employee can leverage the data. Today, most people have to rely on a data team, someone that knows actually how to write code. But in the future, you'll just be able to speak English or any language and then just talk to your data. And I think that's a huge unlock. We launched this new category of databases called Lakebase, which disrupts the existing database market and enables organizations to specifically build these databases to be catering agents and AI applications. So as a product we launched called Genie, that lets you just talk to your data. So you can just speak English now and ask any questions you may have from your data inside the organization, it just nails the answers directly. We are super excited to partner with Robinhood Ventures and enable retail investors to be part of the Databricks journey.
Retail investors, that's what they call us. Retail investors. I said OpenAI, man, I can read, but listen, when you're on camera, it's just different. I saw opening private AI investing, and I just took that as OpenAI. It is not OpenAI. This is Databricks. CEO Ali Ghodsi on Databricks. So that was Databricks. And some of the stuff he was saying was just being able to speak to the AI and make things shake. That to me is powerful. All right. So hopefully they put open AIs in there. Now they have Canva to add to it. Hopefully they keep building this playlist because that's all 7 now that we've gone over. I was super excited about this supersonic flight. I really like this one because I could just imagine this guy as a young kid walking around saying, man, wouldn't it be nice to ride on an airplane that could do supersonic flight and get to where you wanted to go very quickly. I was super excited about Aura Ring. I liked hearing about that one. I think those are probably 2 of my favorites. All right, well, moving on. Now let's get to SpaceX. We are going to talk about it. One thing that I found out about SpaceX, and I don't know if I've said it on a live yet, but I did tell my brother the other day. One thing I found out about SpaceX was that I had been waiting for Starlink to IPO. I'd been waiting for Starlink to IPO, and then I finally looked it up. It was like a week after they IPO because they did it on a Friday. And I found out that Starlink is not going to IPO, by itself. Starlink is embedded in SpaceX. And then if you read here, it does say Space Exploration Technologies Corporation is building the integrated hardware and software infrastructure of the future across space, connectivity, and AI. The company designs, manufactures, launches, and operates advanced rocket spacecraft and operates Starlink. So it tells you that Starlink is embedded in this company. And it's funny because the headquarters is Starbase, Texas. Ain't that crazy? It's like they made that town just for them. All right, well, let's look and see where it has gone. So I put it on a month already. So you can see when it launched here on this Friday, it went up, 173, came down the next week and jumped all the way up, on the 16th to 217. Is it still there? No, it's at 160, but it's still up almost 20% from where it IPO'd. So if you bought it at IPO, you're still in the money, And with that being said, let me X this out. With that being said, I'm going to actually turn it over to Mr. Y Invest here, who wants to share some information with us about this company. So, Mr. Y Invest, you could take it away.
You can. I put a chart into the investing tab.
Oh, did you? Let me see. Yeah, is it displaying?
It's showing. It's kind of can really see it.
Let me see if I can open in browser. What about? Okay. Is that better?
No, it's smaller. I can share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Do I have to accept it or something?
Let's see. Share. You see it?
Let me see. Let me go to you. Watch stream. There we go.
Okay. So for the level, so if you don't know, SpaceX is going to get included into the NASDAQ 100 this week. So the meaning for that is that will have fund managers pretty much automatically have to buy SpaceX and add it to their funds. This is getting added to the NASDAQ 100. The lines on my chart are show resistance. So this green line, resistance is at 175, and then my red line at the bottom is 150. So the green line is a resistance, meaning if we break above 175, SpaceX will go back up. Most likely to 188 will be the next price, and then higher. But right now we are consolidating. We're pretty much moving sideways. That's what consolidation means. So the prices that we're moving in between is 162 to about 150 is the low. And right now, SpaceX is at a price where it can move up back to 175. So if I was going to do a swing trade or maybe a day trade on SpaceX, I will be looking at this price to move back up to 175. That would be my entry would be right now, like 160, 161. I would just get into a swing, probably 3 weeks out or more, just to buy some time, and then I will ride it, and my exit would be 175. And then I would put a stop loss. If the price was to break down, I would put a stop loss at 155 will be the lowest I would go. Below 155, price returns back to 150. Yeah, the blue lines also on this chart shows other support resistance zones. So support zone is 155. That's why I said that would be my stop loss. And then another support / resistance zone is 160. So these are areas of interest to either buy leaps, or if you're more bullish on the stock, or do puts to the downside if we break below 155 back to 150 or lower. If we break 150 on SpaceX, this is going back to the initial IPO price, which we didn't see, which is 135. And if we break below 135, then it's going to go probably below $100.
Dang.
That will probably be 6 months to a year from now.
Okay. Now, in your infinite wisdom, what do you think is now we're not telling them what this is going to do. We're just picking your brain and asking for your opinion on this. In your infinite wisdom, what do you think is the more likely that it's going to go all the way back to IPO and then thus subsequently $100, or do you think it's going to be 175?
Short term, I think, meaning, so short term for me would probably be this week and the next, let's say July. So probably July, August, the price will move up because of the inclusion into the NASDAQ 100.
Ooh.
But after August, that will allow people to start selling that are part of the company that have been invested in this. That will allow them to start selling this stock. So I will say after August, price will start to move down.
After August, okay. So I'm looking at a $160 call on this right now on my phone. And I'm saying this out loud, seeing as how obviously we're showing your screen. But I'm looking at a $160 call on it right now. And it's a leap. It actually goes out to December 15th of 2028. 895-day contract. I've never seen a contract that long. And the break-even price is $228.80. It says plus 42.16% to break even. And if I were to try one of these calls, I would have to pay $70.40 the limit price. So estimated cost for one of these is $7,040 for one.
You say you're looking at December 28th.
Yeah.
So your break even price, if you Robinhood likes to give you those prices, but technically they're incorrect because of Delta and Vega.
Okay.
So if you look at your Delta on there, your Delta is 73. So for every dollar SpaceX moves up, you'll make $73. And then
Oh.
your Vega is very high. It's 80, pretty much $83. So your price will move up. Not 100%. You have to on the Vega part, but on how much your Delta will move up. But your Vega is very high, so meaning your Delta, once stock starts to move up, your Delta will increase a lot.
So okay. When they say break even price, what does that mean? You're buying it for
So
$7,040. What do they mean
so
in the at the price of 160? What is 228 break even? What does that mean?
I think it just means by like expiration. So like if the price was to get to your call price 160, or I guess stay there, your or what was it say? Break even price is
228.
228. If it was to get to 228 by the time expiration, then you will make that seven. That's what I think it means. But every time I trade on Robinhood, the break even price is incorrect because of your Delta and your Vega. Your Vega will shoot your Delta up astronomically as price continues to move up. Also depending on volatility. So if price decides to move very quickly, your price will go up. Your Delta will shoot from, let's say it's $73. It'll go to like $1, maybe more than $1 per dollar that it moves, or it's not 73, more than like $1,000 pretty much per every dollar move. So
Okay. Um well shoot. Okay, so I like that you gave the your there we go. That one's delayed, man. I hate that, but I have to remember that it's delayed. But I like that you gave the entry prices. So in your opinion, basically what you would do right now is get in at 160, because what is it at 160.95, get in right now and let your option ride to 175. But
yes.
I guess my question here is, what is Ramza, I see you, I'm gonna get to you in just a second. um what is the difference between doing um I guess what you called earlier in the pregame show, a swing trade of like 3 weeks? Because I heard you say in about 3 weeks you'll think the price would be there. What is the difference between making a contract that expires? What's 3 weeks? Give me a Friday on the 24th of July versus if you did a leap out to December of 28, if you sold it, both of those in like 3 weeks time, what's the difference? Is there any more money or any less money being made on a swing trade versus if you did a leap?
So if you bought a shorter contract, the thing that you have to watch for is theta. So theta will eat you alive if you wait the entire time. So say I wouldn't if I bought, you said what day for the short term?
I said the 24th. Let's
So
say
I wouldn't
let's
wait.
like say 2 weeks. We're gonna make a 3 week contract and for a swing trade, and we're gonna make a leap for 2028 December. But you're gonna sell both in 2 weeks because well, you could say what you were gonna say too, but I know what you mean.
So yeah, the July, if you did the July 17th or even the July 24th, I wouldn't sell those in 2 weeks, because especially the July 17th is because you're too close. Your theta will eat you alive. So even if price is moving up in the direction that you want it to go, if price doesn't get if it doesn't get above your call price, then the theta will eat you alive, and then you will start to lose money versus make money. Versus if you had the leap, or you have nothing but time. You have 2 years to let that contract play out. So the difference is that versus paying $7,000 for an option, you can pay $1,000 and buy 7 contracts. So then you're buying 7 contracts, and then if price moves up, say you have the same break even target. So say if you're leap, you're going to break even at 228. You decide to get out at 228, but you buy this July 24th, and price gets to 228 in like a week because explosive buying. You'll make way more money because how fast price moved up. Your implied volatility will increase and your volume will increase on the contract that is closer. That's why it's more because it's riskier. That's why they're more valuable if you do short term. But long term is more pricey because you have so much time for it to hit that price.
That makes a lot more sense. So shorter term contracts are cheaper, but more risky because you have less time for it to actually hit that mark. And leaps are less risky but more expensive because you have a lot more time for it to hit its mark. Well said. Well
Yes,
said. Let me
and
see
then
what the.
also like
Go ahead. Go ahead.
so if you're buying in the money versus out of the money, so in the money is also a little bit more safer depending on if you're buying short term or long term. They're both the same. They're like more safe. But if you are buying out of the money, they're a lot more risky. A lot of times, depending on how the stock likes to move, so like Meta likes to move probably it can move like $10 in a day, maybe 12. So I out of the money contracts on Meta. That's how far out of the money I would go. And usually contracts are a lot cheaper, but they're a lot riskier also because you're so far out of the money.
Can you explain in the
But
money and out of the money? Because a lot of these contracts I'm seeing for SpaceX are in the money, like scrolling all the way
so
up and all the way down. Most of these
so in the
contracts,
money
90% of them are in the money.
So in the money meaning so in the money means that it is already that price or past that price. Out of the money means it is not yet that price.
Okay, well said. In the chat, Mr. Ramza said he thought break even was to get your money back and get the investment, the original investment back, I guess is what he means. And anything above that is profit. Is that what break even is?
Yes, but like I said, break even is incorrect. So like I trade. I don't know if I have any screenshots on my library, but like say I trade the SPY, and I like to do zero DTEs on SPY, maybe a day. If price moves up $3 or $4, say I bought a contract for $50, maybe $100. If it moves up $3 or $4, I'll be up probably 300% on the contract. So I already made my money back before the break even price usually.
So
So that's how
go ahead.
if you buy
Sorry.
short term contracts, that's how it yes, if Robinhood tries to give you a break even price, but if price decides to move a lot faster with more volume, then you'll make 100% of your funds back a lot faster than what Robinhood says.
So I've got it pulled up here now. I can put your chart back up if there's more to say, but I pulled it up
Mhm.
here. So if y'all look at the top, this is SpaceX buy call. Call is just a prediction that the price from where it is now is going to go up. A put is a prediction that is going to go down. So we're talking about a call because we see SpaceX going up eventually. I put the expiration date out 895 days to December 15th, 2028. So you go to buy, make sure that is that color green, call, and then we were talking about the $160 call, right? Now it's green, it's already in the money, it's already at that price. So the break even price here in this column is 228.80, and it says to break even $42 No, 42.16%. And so this is what we're talking about. See, it's $70 here. Go ahead. Somebody said something?
Oh, no, I'm sending something in invest
Okay,
chat so you can see what I mean by break even.
copy. So this right here is 70/40. So where did we get the $7,040? Well, if you multiply this times 100 shares, which is what an option is, it's the right to exercise 100 shares, either exercise by buying them or selling them when they went up or down to the price that you bought or sold it at. So this is what he was talking about. The theta is minus uh, 0.036, Vega, delta. This is everything he was just describing, right? So this again, one call on this gives you the right. Any price gives you the call to exercise 100 shares. So it's always 100. So if you see ask price $70, that's 7,000. So you just do the math, right? So this is what we were talking about. Let me Ramza also said, although people's willingness to buy it at higher prices can cause you to make higher profit than estimated. So I think what he was getting at there is what we were saying before. You might predict it to go to 175, but because people will then see it on the news talking about it's booming again and it's all green, they will start buying it because it's booming. But we know that when you buy at the high, prepare for your investment to, I can't say it because it's going on YouTube, but y'all already know. Let me see. He said something else too. I think of it as your premium, your raffle ticket cost. That's good, actually. Let me pull your chart up here. That's actually good.
But that one, so if you see that one right there, specifically tells you ARQQ break even price $35.
Uh-huh.
And then if you look at current price, it says $23.
Yep.
And then you see how much I was up on the trade. I already made my money back and then some.
Dang, 145% just in one day? Woo!
So my target price on this specific call was $24, and we got out pretty much at 23 like 91.
Good God. Okay. Show me the money. That's what I'm talking about. And see, some people look, you may say $584 is not a lot to earn. He could do this multiple times a week because he's looking at charts and stuff. When was the last time, besides your 9 to 5, that you were able to make 580 something dollars a week extra besides working another 9 to 5, right? This is what trading is. He actually told me something very vital. He said, hey man, you actually do trade. And I was like, I do? Because I always tell y'all hear me on camera say all the time, I don't do trading, right? I do investing. He said, well, when any time you place an option, that's actually trading stock. When you buy shares, that is investing. I do options quite a bit. In fact, I have a few. I have 3 contracts on RVI right now, like 8 contracts on SoundHound AI, and they're all leaps. So I do long options, but he said that is trading. And I thought trading was just always short term. He said, no, anytime you place an option, call or put, that's actually trading. You could just do leaps. You could do swing trades, which are shorter term. So he actually, see, and this is how iron sharpens iron. You got to have 2 that are iron, and one knows something, is sharper on something, the other one is not, and they come and just sharpen you right up. And that's how we learn. That's how we grow. Did you have anything else on your charts that you wanted to say about that?
What did he say?
I don't know what's wrong with this
No,
guy.
that's pretty it. Basic, just levels on SpaceX for everyone to keep an eye on. Just remember those levels: 175, 160, 155, and 150 are very important levels. If price gets above 175, then I will look for a target of 180 to 188 will be my next levels. But other than that, uh, yeah,
All right. Thank you for sharing that. And one important thing I heard you say was that they are being added to the S&P 100. Is that what
Nasdaq 100.
Nasdaq 100? Okay. I was writing S&P. Um Nasdaq 100. Okay. So that's pretty darn. You want to talk about roughly what that is? I don't think people know what S&P 500 is.
Well, Nasdaq 100 is pretty much it's like all tech companies. It's just the top tech companies that are out there. And same with the S&P. Well, S&P is not tech; it's more just the top 500 companies.
Got you. Yeah, Nasdaq is tech related. I did look up the like the New York Stock Exchange versus Nasdaq because I never knew what that was about. And yeah, it said Nasdaq had a lot more tech companies, and and the New York Stock Exchange or NYSE takes like every company.
Yeah, that it's pretty much. I mean, the top 500. I wouldn't say they move a lot of companies out. Remember, Tesla got added and removed a couple times.
Oh
So
no, sorry,
all the
not
things that
the
move up.
not the S&P 500, just New York Stock Exchange.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, but yes, for S&P 500, you're right. Top 500, it's market cap, right?
yes.
Yeah, market cap companies. Yeah, versus Nasdaq just does tech. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Curtis Ramza, this dude he's asking who is your Sifu, I guess, in learning the level 2 trading and charts.
Google. YouTube.
Let's go. Google. look, look, great company. Owns YouTube. And we know YouTube University can teach you a lot. Look, I took
I
so
literally was on deployment. I was on deployment. I had a logbook, and I just went on Google and Investopedia and just took notes the entire deployment.
oh, I love Investopedia now. I love Investopedia. What's his name? Caleb Silver. I think he's the CEO of Investopedia. He came on Earn Your Leisure now like 4 different times. That dude is awesome. I love Investopedia. That is, I used to shout it out all the time, and I even took us there when I started doing lives because you can just, man, you can learn so much. But I love what you just said because owns YouTube, right? So if you're Googling stuff and you're YouTube and stuff, that's Google right there, baby. And listen, I did the maintenance on my motorcycle by looking up YouTube University, even when it came to tightening my chain after the first 600 miles, the break in mileage, and it did the first oil change. I watched a guy on a motorcycle that was very close to mine with a torque wrench and how he called break the axle nut off of there so that you can move the wheel forward and backwards on the swing arm. I saw somebody do it on
What did
YouTube.
he say?
I knew it. I knew it was coming. This guy, oh Jesus. We're gonna move on. He asked that's because the volatility spiked, but I think we already answered that one. All right. Well, that was SpaceX, ladies and gentlemen. So I think for next week, Why Invest, if we want to pick a different company, maybe a hot company for the week, and do another surgical breakdown like that, I think that would be amazing. Um, if you're up for it, I guess you could pick the company. Um, Locked in. Let's go. Let's do it. See, best chat around. Undefeated, baby. The chat is undefeated. I'm about to coin that term. I don't know if I can trademark it, but I'll coin it. All right. So Let's get to now the health tip of the week. 39 minutes, 51 seconds. I do this for y'all on YouTube or Rumble or any other long fan base. I really haven't been utilizing, but I have it. I have put some stuff on there. Let's see. So, fight the physical and metabolic toll of prolonged sitting by setting an hourly reminder to stand up, stretch, or take a brisk walk. Walk down the block to clear your mind. That's for JT, but he's not here. Even brief movement breaks improves. Hold on. I read that wrong. Even brief movement breaks improve focus, boost circulation, and reduce the long-term risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is, as far as I know it, is the one that you can do to yourself. Type 1, typically you are born with, or it can develop, but usually hereditary. Type 2 comes from unclean living. Unclean, I mean like dirty diets, not worrying about what you eat, how much sugar, how much calories, how much, I don't know, saturated fat and stuff like that. So this is the one you could do to yourself. This is you shooting yourself in the foot, taking a hammer to your fork wars. Yes, fork wars. That's true. Speaking of which, my best friend John, he talks about a documentary. I don't know if it's still on Netflix. This is my way of shouting him out. He talks about a documentary. I think it was on Netflix where it is called "The Fork is Mightier Than the Knife." I think is what it. Yeah, the fork is mightier than the knife, and it talks about all the unclean stuff about eating. I guess foods that are prepackaged and stuff like that. But I think it focuses more on being a vegan versus eating meat, which I'm shouting it out and I'm shouting him out, but I don't subscribe to. We know. We don't find much that we disagree on, but I'm not becoming a vegan. I'm not doing that. I don't think meat in general like harms or kills your body like that. I think you need to watch what you eat. Like, don't have a T-bone every day. But if you had a steak once a week, or heavy red meat like a hamburger, ground beef once a week, there is cholesterol in that, right? Animal fat. That's what that is. And it goes inside of your arteries or whatnot. However, if you are running, if you are lifting, if you are staying active, and you are also taking in good cholesterol from plants, so a well-balanced diet, which is what they've been saying since I was cognizant in the late 80s. You can eat meat and plants and you'll be just fine. But is it better? Probably better than what some people are eating out here. I mean, if you had to be a type 2 diabetic because you were going to go all the way the other way, on the other side of the spectrum, I think you should be a vegan. All right, so meat preparation in American processing process. The farms they come from and the meds they give the animals, what percentage of meds in the pharma industry go to non-humans? Ooh, I don't know. Hit us with that knowledge, man. I don't know. I didn't even think about that. Big pharma, they make medicine for humans and non-humans alike. 80%? No way. Holy Baba. What is going on here? Holy moly's donut shop. 80%? Hit that Google. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna take a break from the health tip of the week. We're gonna go back to it, but let me see. I'm just gonna copy part of your question. I'm gonna do it the lazy way, or some would say the more efficient, smarter way. I'll go with that, the latter. All right, let's see. In terms of total industry revenue, non-human vet medications account for a small fraction, representing about 2% of the US pharmaceutical market. However, when measured by sheer volume of active ingredients like antibiotics, non human usage, especially livestock production, surpasses human consumption, often accounting for roughly 60 to 65% of medically important antibiotics sold. This is unreal, but it's very real. The non-human pharmaceutical industry, valued at roughly 30 to 50 billion globally. Man, I'm in the wrong line of work. I love serving, by the way, but Lord have mercy. Livestock and production animals, 40 to 60% of sales, and companion animals. Yeah, I should have thought about that. 40 to 60% of sales. So somewhere they meet in the middle. If it's 60, it's 40 for the other one. If it's 50, it's 50 for the other one. I see. Good God Almighty, man. What a thing to have said in the chat. All right, man. All right. You know what? This week, all right, we'll give you the what should we do? We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll give you the chat of the week or the tip of the week or something like that. I don't know. Nah, I can't say that because here it comes. What did he say? We'll give you the comment of the week. That's beast mode right there. So y'all can read this for yourself, but primary use, mass prevention of infectious diseases, antibiotics is what they're talking about, and regulation. Of course, Food and Drug Administration are involved in that. But I'm telling you, man, what you see on the outside, always start thinking like this, folks. There's always an industry behind it. There's always an industry behind it. What do you got for us? Oh, see, he just put what percentage of meds go to animals, and it says 7. See, it's amazing if you just change the prompt for AI, it'll give you a different number, but you have to specifically ask for what you actually want. 70 to 80% of all antibiotics sold in the US are used for animal agriculture. See, this one talked about the world. He put this is the US. So yeah, he's right. That is a staggering statistic, man. You get the question, the fact of the week, whatever, you got it. You got it. That is amazing. Well done. And don't let this go to your head, man, because you be in here wilding too. So let's get back to this health tip of the week. All right, so look, emotional damage. It didn't play all the way. All right, I guess he's not going to hit it. All right, so stay hydrated. Start your morning with a tall glass of water and to rehydrate and jumpstart your metabolism. On that one right there, you guys could actually put some powdered electrolytes into your water as well. If you have an issue drinking straight water, which some people do, they need flavor for everything. People eat for taste, right? For me, I can drink plenty of water in a day as long as it's cold, right? Like my dad used to do this. He used to have the big Yeti coolers. He used to fill it halfway with ice and then put water and slush it around. And man, that water was always ice cold. And we drink plenty of that water. People don't like room temperature water a lot of times. I've even heard of people drink like hot water. Obviously not scalding water that's going to burn your throat, but hot water, they can drink a lot of that. My dad's dad drank hot water like that. Obviously, again, not scalding, but hot water. He liked his water hot. So if you have a tough time just drinking 8 ounces of water, probably something's wrong with you. No, I'm just kidding. But if you can't do that, just put some fill up a shaker cup, a 20-ounce shaker cup, pour some powdered electrolytes in it, and sip on that. Anyway, optimize your sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly to allow your body to repair and recharge. This is a big one for weight and power lifters as well. If you want to be healthy, you have to allow your body to repair. one thing that is for sure in this life, we are going to break our bodies down ourselves. Like I said, shoot yourself in the foot, that type 2 diabetes. We're going to break our bodies down. I do it on purpose. I go to the gym, I hit the bench press like today. I was doing knuckle to knuckle, close grip bench when it was super light. I put 10s on there. I did that. I put 20. I did that. Maybe 3 10s on each side, but after that, I opened my grip a little bit because it's heavy on your wrist, right? And so we will do damage to our elbows, ankles, knees, shoulders, all those joints. We do damage to ourselves. And so if I don't allow my body to rest sometimes even during the day, like sit down when your body is like feeling like it needs to sit down, actually allow yourself to sit down for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes if you need to, right? And then get back up and move. And allow yourself to get adequate sleep. Your body repairs all the time. While you're breaking it down, your body's repairing. Remember, if somebody pokes you with a clothespin or something like that, that little red drop will come out. And if it's not that deep, that little red drop will dry up and crust over and become a scab to stop other red drops from coming out, right? Your body is always repairing, always. But it does it faster and it does it without interruption by you moving, jumping, stretching, doing more damage to the same thing because you're laying down, relaxed, and asleep. That's when it can work. It's kind of like going to a grocery store during the pandemic. If you ever went to a grocery store during the pandemic and you went down the tissue aisle because the tissue apocalypse was going on, and you went down there, you couldn't find paper towel, you couldn't find rolls of tissue. You might find that little packet that has like 30 like tissue napkins in it. You might be able to find some Kleenex or Purell or whatever it's called, the Kleenex tissues. You could find that, but it was like a ghost town DJs, right? It was just empty. And that is what it is like at the end of every day. If somebody could illustrate this, maybe I'll ask my brother JT to illustrate this. But at the end of the day, let's just say you were a supermarket and all your sales are going through the aisles picking what it needs. By the end of the day, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, let's say 7 to 9 p.m., your aisles are picked clean, right? There's bare bones. And if you don't rest, so during the day, they're shopping, right? And by that time, your aisles are picked clean. What happens when you go to sleep, especially when you start entering REM, rapid eye movement, sleep, what happens is those night stalkers come out and they fill the shelves back up, right? And that's your 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Now, if you got 6, then maybe you're 80% stocked for another day. But what's going to happen is you're not going to feel as well. So you're not going to perform like you did the day before with 100%. So you won't move as fast, or you might be sluggish and stuff like that. But if you learn your lesson and you get 8 again and they fully stock, you'll be ready to go again. But imagine day after day after day after day after day of not being stocked to capacity, and then they're overtaking what you have on the shelves. How do you do that? They make orders, and as soon as those come out of the back, they don't go on the shelves, they go to the customers. So now you got 40%, 40%, 40% on the shelves every day. You are doing massive, massive damage to your body. You have to sleep. You have to rest. Enough about that. Eat a colorful diet. We already talked about that. Let's get to this comment. All right, cold water versus room temperature water. I've heard this before, but let's read it anyway. Benefits of cold water: lowers body core temperature during exercise, combats heat stroke or overheating, absorbs slightly faster in the stomach, and increases palatability, leading to more drinking. You like pleasant. So we tend to associate very cold fluids with pleasure in drinking. So that's why people, when they get soda, they want one out the back because it's been in there longer, it's colder. they want ice with all their drinks, right? I'm that person. If it's already cold, if it's a fountain drink, I don't need ice, but people love ice. Benefits of room temperature water. Eases digestion by not constricting blood vessels. We do know, if you didn't, ice, cold things makes blood vessels constrict. That's how it eases swelling. It stops swelling, right? Relieves nasal congestion by thinning mucus. Did not know that. Soothes a sore throat or esophageal spasms. Never heard of that last one. Esophageal. No, I think I said it right. Esophageal. Yeah. Spasms. Your esophagus. Reduces, oh, Jesus. Why did you do this to me? Achalasia symptoms, swelling. Oh, we just said that. Yeah. Oh, swallowing difficulties. I said swelling. I can read. Swallowing. Wow, that sucks. All right. Thank you for that. Yeah, you get the fire. You doing good today, man. Where's Sanchez at? You on your best behavior. All right. Moving on. Thank you for that. We talked about this before. Alpha Delta was on here and he said he bought his home, and I think he just turned 25. I think he's about 25. And I told him he was doing great. And we looked it up. The median age for the first time home buyer is 40 years old. I just turned 40 a month ago on the 9th. June 9th is my birthday. And guess what? I'm on my second home. And it's not to brag, but my dad and mom, I remember when they bought their first home, my dad had 7.5 years on my mom. So he turned 43 right before we closed on the house, which would have made her 36, 35 and change. I think she was going to turn 36 that year, so 35. So yeah. And if you average, what's the average of 43 plus 35 equals divided by 2, 39. So right almost there with the average home buyers. They were a little quick, a little faster. But yeah, anyway, anywho, I think that's going to have to be the show for today, folks. We only got to 57 minutes worth, but you know what? It's already 11:21. I started a bit late, but we are back. Fish your antenna, tune in. The world is flat. No, I'm just kidding. The world is flat. This is something that Robinhood started this campaign, and they have a lot of shorts on this, and I do want to see what this is all about. I had this pulled up, but there's a lot here to go over. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably have AI break this down for me and summarize this. But I want to know every bit of what this is about. So far, I saw the stock tokenization that they've been talking about in every single one of their earnings calls. Every single one. And I've been wondering what the heck a tokenization is. But the world is flat. I don't think they really think the world is flat. But I think it's such a staggering or perplexing title, it makes you want to click it and figure out what it's about. Because you're like, do people really still think that? So it's catchy, but we'll go over this next week. I'm putting this on the agenda for next week. But other than that, folks, this has been a great show. I appreciate y'all. Does anybody have any closing remarks? But please, if you do, make them quick because I got to go. Nope. All right. Well, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all back here next week. I'm going to get this uploaded.
Emotional damage.
This guy's wild. See, that's what I was talking about. Y'all know that ain't nobody but Ramza. Ramza Bove, I think is how you say the name. Bove, I don't know. But that's where it comes from. And you can see the red chocobo here. This guy's a menace, I tell you. But some people's kids, you know. But I love y'all. See y'all next week. The forge is going cold. I didn't knock anything over. I didn't hit the desk hard enough. So I've learned my lesson. But I will see y'all next week. Y'all have a great week. Have a great Independence Day. Remember 250 years of American history at this point. And a salute to veterans and active duty.